Hey guys, welcome back to the Great History Chronicles. Let's carry on where we left off. The jury has yet to decide whether or not Mr. McGilded is guilty. Because we're honest to a fault, we've basically brought up information that is detrimental to our defense, even though we basically won the jury over 6-0. Of course, Lord Van Zeeks is perplexed as to what kind of stunt we're pulling out of our ass. He thinks we're playing some kind of game. And now we're staring down the barrel of a guilty verdict. Jury number 2, the last one holding out at 5-1. We discovered Mr. Mason fell through the skylight window. Well, yes, that's true, but hold it. Mr. McGilded, what are you going to say? Mighty humble fella, make a wee comment here. You're not firing me, are you, as your defense because of my lackluster ability to win the not guilty verdict? Mr. McGilded, I choked it. I let it get away from me. Because of my principles. To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. That is true. But it seems to me, my lord, that it's not so much a case of them not saying, but what? Were they asleep? Aye. Were they not looking? Were they not on board? 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. Unable to say? What? What do you mean, like a conspiracy? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Ooh. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Humph! Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? Oh yes, write that down feverishly. Write that down. You mean, the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Ah! Uh-oh. Damn, Mr. McGilded. Employing his charlatan ways. Of course, here they come. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter, he said. You rotter! What are you insinuating? What are you doing? Sit your ass down first. Jesus Christ. No twerking in the courtroom, for the love of God. This is a flaming outrage. I've a good mind to give you a blink in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. And so will I. Mr. Fairplay. You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker? And me, a very angry hatter. So angry, what on earth is this animation? Uh-oh. Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace, it's scandalous, I can't even put into words. I have to eat my cane once more. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too. About you, you rotten scoundrel! And Mr. McGilded's just laughing. What is his game here? He's so suspicious. Order! 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 This is not the time, witnesses. Please, for the love of God, I think we just need some lunch. We haven't eaten yet. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. I heard it through the door. He was accusing me. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zeek. Sorry I could barely hear you over the commotion. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. What? Me? Surely not. You mean the defendant, right? My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. What? Accuse? I never intended to. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. It was Mr. McGilded. He started yapping off. I'm not complaining, though. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. I don't want any English tongues. I want proper lunch, like sushi. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. Right, so you're saying I basically started the fire. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. Yeah, well, at least I'm not slapping my leg down on the bench, okay? Or my goblet. Ugh. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Uh-oh. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify, exactly. Let's cross-examine them. We'll find out if they're truly liars or not. Ugh. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
What are we at a sports stadium?
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
They weren't doing this when I was in court back in Japan. Mind you, that was a closed court. The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Oh, my lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is pushing forward. Alright, let's see what these guys have to say. Are we just listening to these two, or we're going to need to examine all four people, refuting the accusation? Where were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive? I can swear to that.
If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man.
The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
Okay, that sounds suspicious. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? Well, we do have that bloodstain on the floor that I was thinking might have just appeared, but no. That could have been a result of him falling through the skylight, already dead, and landing with a thud on the floor. I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. Exactly, so they both have to be in on it, or they both didn't realize whatsoever. That's right, you see? But they are nervous, so...
We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Right? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I promise not to rile up the crowd again. Actually, no, I can't promise that. Because I need to make waves. With only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive, I can swear to that. Alright, well, this is the statement that jumped out to me when I was listening to that testimony, so let's press it. About how the skylight couldn't have been opened. Are you quite certain about that? The skylight was shut the entire time. I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute! Me? Wow, we really can examine everyone. I wonder if we're gonna have another trippy sequence of events where we don't realize someone's reacting to a statement until we press it again or something, like what happened last time.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
Take a look for yourself. Go on. I like how Lady First seems to back up whatever Mr. Fairplay is saying. Like they are truly working together on something to cover it up. Okay, what are we looking at? You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. Okay, but there's a latch. So it is. Of course, a fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break through it still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Oh, now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the ting means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we?
I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind. Loudly.
I shocked myself with it as it happens. Oh god, okay. No wonder you were doing that whole display earlier. You don't need to break wind again, right? This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. We didn't ask you to testify about that.
Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, trying to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did.
That's the first time I've seen, like, rouge needing to be spelled that way. Normally it's a misspelling of robe. Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, I know it may have smelled murderous, but no need for me to go to jail, Your Honor. The skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame.
There we are. Heard that. Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Well, Miss Lestrade? Come on, speak.
It opens. The skylight. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh dear, don't you shoot me. God, it takes a while to load that gun up, huh? I could have run out the door.
All them skylights open dead easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon.
That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I...
Oh my god, you lied about it. You wanted to suffocate your fellow passengers, huh?
You can't do it from inside, you mug.
Oh.
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Do you want me to sentence you now?
Well, anyway, I had a bit of scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it. So what I did was, I used the skylight, opened the catch and jumped right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck? Yes, Ryunosuke, we examined the crime scene that Van Zieks so helpfully piddled into the court. Bailiff, climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. Easy. Well, bailiff. Haha.
Oh, oh, my hat.
Well, at least it's reloaded.
See?
Seizures. Order, order, order! My voice is getting hoarse. So, it appears that this street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Almost like we examined it, Ryunosuke. Come on, man. Get with the program here.
Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Okay. Interesting. So we're back to the testimony. Let's examine it then, I guess. Again. So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it.
Right. Now what? Let's take a look. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Oh, so we've learned nothing new, basically, other than... Aha! Never mind, we have learned something new. There's blood. Okay, well, this is also the roof deck of the omnibus, you know, as well. Alright, let's go inside the carriage, because I can't seem to aim at the blood stain from above.
Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo.
Please don't do a Susato takedown of me through this skylight. Why someone like me?
Ah!
What is it?
Look, just here! Look at this!
That's... without question.
It's blood.
Why would there be a blood stain there? I can't picture why. What have we been arguing again?
Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it?
The details of the omnibus have been updated in the court record. The scene of the crime, there is a bloodstain visible on the frame of the skylight when it's open. Interesting. We got proof. Van Zieks, happy now? No longer a baseless accusation. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? right here, my friend.
Objection!
Calm, Disc Slam. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! Oh, you can't possibly have any evidence! Why are you so nervous then?
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible.
Irrefutable proof. Here, in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord, I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Really? Okay, sure, why not? I'll point out exactly where it is. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. I only had to examine it to update my evidence, but, just for you, Your Honor. I mean, sorry, my lord.
Got it!
Got it! By Jupiter, is that blood? Arrgh. This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening.
Oh my.
And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! Alright. Still, I don't like how Mr. McGilded is being smug about it. Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
Oh. Oh, Mr. Fairplay's hold it. But that hold it doesn't sound like the voice I've been having this entire testimony. But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. Okay, sure. I'm sure that's exactly what happened. It only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient.
And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean, you know, that blood could be 10 weeks old for all we know. Maybe, oh, that's right, I had a nosebleed that night. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First?
There we are, there it is. It was there the entire time.
It's all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No!
But it can't be. It's all lies!
My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? It doesn't matter if those two are guilty or not. We've at least established Mr. McGilded is innocent.
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? This is going to make an excellent book. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Wait, juror number 2, you don't need to vote. What is the objection now? How desperate are you now, Lord Van Zeeks? A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh? What would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
Mind you, we still have a lot of mysteries. Where did the equipment in that cargo hold go? And was that blood always there? Obviously, we never saw it beforehand. For all we know, during the commotion, if the crime scene was tampered with already by having the equipment stolen from the cargo hold, it's entirely possible that whoever stole the equipment, I'm not saying it's Mr. McGilded, whoever stole the equipment could have gone up to the roof, opened the window, smeared blood on it. Could have happened. Just saying. A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Right, that's what I just posited.
Objection!
What are you talking about? It's right there. It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. Oh, so you neglected to say that the skylight could have been opened in the first place, then? So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. Again, that's on you for pulling the fucking crime scene into the courtroom, okay? Where it's easily tampered with during trial proceedings. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? Oh, God. Damn, misleading evidence. What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standard, Lord Van Zeeks. Damn, Mr. McGilded. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? English is not my mother tongue. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Lord Van Zeeks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
Huh? Oh, no, that's, we don't tolerate that.
I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say?
So, what are you saying?
Are you saying I smeared it with your little alcoholic beverage there? But, if used with all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood on it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel?
Am I supposed to agree with that? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. Except for when the smoke bomb exploded. My learned friend. Oh yeah, now you want my help? Maybe you should stop, trash talking me. And then maybe I'll be more inclined to help you solve this puzzle. Right now I'm winning. I don't need to extend a hand. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. Oh dear, here I go again, honest to a fault. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. I wonder if this is the true test. Mr. McGilded is a slippery fish. He's been getting away with all sorts of crimes. This is the one chance they have, basically, to put him away. And they're seeing if I have the integrity to abandon his defense when I know he's clearly guilty, by saying, we need you to defend Mr. McGilded this morning, and if you get a not guilty verdict, we'll let you stay, because obviously I've got a lot riding on this. If I get a not guilty verdict, I get to stay in the country and study law. If I don't, I'm packing my bags, going back to Japan, and this was all a fruitless journey, and Kazuma died for nothing. But I'm wondering now if, they want Mr. McGilden put away. That's why they've got the Reaper of Souls, Lord Van Zeek's here, because this is their one chance to do so. There is no evidence to suggest the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh, good gracious. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Oh, Mr. McGilden's not going to be very happy. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. The recess that we were forced to take?
As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Mrs. Gina Lestrade. I wonder if he orchestrated her to do that because he has something on her. Blackmail, right? That's his bread and butter. I wonder, maybe there was something that happened that night. That's why he told her to run away from the carriage. He's like, I'm gonna need you to pull me a favor when I eventually go to trial. What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, do not let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos. That was a nice 360.
It could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
Well, that's got the crowd riled up. No one's objecting, no one's asking to hold it.
Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger?
Feckless? Gouger?
You're supposed to be defending me. Tis a wicked plot. Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies? Such as?
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Right. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. And now I'm going back on what I said, that puddle of blood on the floor. What about that? God, I wish I could trust my memory better.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
What about the entirety of Scotland Yard? Didn't they investigate it too?
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
But we looked in the storage compartment.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think?
Sorry?
About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
I have an inkling. My lord.
Yes, Counsel. There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now?
If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back.
Even Miss Lestrade looked a bit scared there. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. Oh, now you want to hear my baseless accusations, huh? Ugh.
This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. This is a very interesting case, you guys are right. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, Counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
Right at my feet. Can I... No. Just move the cursor. Gosh. That's blood, isn't it? Let's confirm.
Something wrong?
Oh, it's just... Well, this bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zeeks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
That was the other thing that clued me in on this. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Present it. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor wasn't there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord! A lot of adjustments needing to be made there.
Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Oh, even the judge remembers.
Well said.
Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. Yeah, well, if you weren't going to say it, sheesh. Gonna do your job for you. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Uh-oh. What have I done? What am I doing? What did I get myself into? I just landed in this country this morning, for goodness sake. Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded, please forgive me. What's going on?
I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell you. Ugh. Oh gosh, he's hulking out. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw. This all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it's been, that good-for-nothing reap of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord?
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence.
So I can see why you'd plot the bloodstains, but why take the equipment from the cargo bay? Cargo hold, sorry. It's not a jet plane. At this moment in time, this particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What about the jury?
What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty.
Yes.
Yes! Yes, we did it! We won! I'm staying in prison!
Which would mean we've won.
Why do you look so unhappy about it, Mr. Sato?
Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Just as I was not ready to give an opening statement, I'm not ready to give a closing one, my lord. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Oh, God, what a thing to say.
The defendant could be guilty.
You know. Instead of saying could not be innocent, we're going to say, yeah, he could be guilty. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. There we go, that's a better way to frame it. What are you saying, man? Are you mad?
Mr. McGilded's gonna have a heart attack.
Without any question, There is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. I wonder what Cosmo would have done if he was here. Good Saturn. Good Uranus. Good gracious me. Oh my god. Order! Order! This is so dramatic. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused's innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Ow, my eye. Thank you. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have.
What do you mean?
It's just as the right honourable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality.
Oh god. Oh god, everyone's sweating. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine? Or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
Yeah, you write that book. Juror number 4. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You... mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park.
Who cares about the damn park? I'm not even going to say order anymore. My voice is tired. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. Hopefully he doesn't come after me.
I take you kindly, my lord. Don't tell me I have to repay that coin he flicked in my eye with interest. Of like 1,000%.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection.
Oh, damn! But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. Oh wow, okay. You're rusty. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, you probably shouldn't have wheeled it in here in the first place. The prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
Yeah, I mean, like, shit, dude. As cool a stunt as it was to bring the crime scene in, you know, pretty fantastic. Good fanfare, good drama. There was no need for it. And now look. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection.
But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence to be secured by the bailiff. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
What? We didn't need to come in the first place?
Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You're welcome. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time?
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Damn, Van Zeeks looks heartbroken. Magnus McGilded. Good grief.
You've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to be looking forward to then.
He's got an evil laugh face. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty.
Alright, well, I did my best.
No applause. Nothing.
Still got confetti and fireworks too.
Damn. What happened? Court regressed in the next 100 years. We just stuck with confetti. Alright.
Again, you know, I did my obligation. I postured that it was possible he was guilty, but hey.
Now the crowd's riled up, questioning his innocence.
Ooh.
With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. Alright, take it, run. Although we're going to be mired with controversy going forward. 18th of February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant Antechamber.
Man, we didn't even have lunch. We didn't stop whatsoever. Just that one brief, you know, disaster crisis. Where's the happy victory music? That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance.
Why aren't you smiling then?
My heartfelt congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really feeling the good vibes from you. And to you, Mr. Sato. Thank you for your assistance. Now let's find a place to sleep, because we haven't even booked a hotel or anything. I suppose we should be happy. I swear she just smiled for 1 second there. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened.
Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong?
I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that.
The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection.
Aye, that you did. Here he is, the man of the hour. Mr. McGilded. And that girl's with him too. She's being all snobbish. Great.
Well, it seems the stories are true.
Oh? What stories?
About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely.
I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank. I suppose I have an opportunity to see it.
He's like a Dark Souls character, you know how they just have that regular dialogue and then they have that sinister laugh at the end? Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. It was all you, I think. And if you take offense to that statement, that just means you're guilty.
What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I work out of there a free man then?
I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. Oh.
You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice.
But you're young and headstrong.
Ah, 'tis water on the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me.
Oh?
Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not?
I suppose it is. Double jeopardy laws, then?
Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay.
Oh, you really pay taxes? You declare all your income, do you? I'm sure you do. It's not that funny. Taxes are never funny.
So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella.
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly accept that much.
I'll be whist. You're humble people, are you? You from the east?
Well, if you insist.
Ow! But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus Begilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
I wonder, were you in on it? Bailiff, you were supposed to secure the omnibus. Into the courtroom? I wonder if he owes Mr. McGilded money too. What's this, officer? Just sooner than I was led to believe. Maybe his name is going to be in the ledger?
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection.
Sorry? What inspection?
We're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
Why?
We're going to examine it again. Now. Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, very well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain.
Yeah. It's gonna be a hoot. There he goes. A free man. Miss Lestrade? Oh! I forgot she was here too. Don't shoot me! Oh god, she's taking so long to load it up again.
Don't move.
Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? There's 2 bailiffs behind you.
You're a grown-up.
Sorry.
And I hate all grown-ups.
Well, you're gonna hate yourself in a couple of years.
How old are you, by the way? Let's just quickly check. People. She is 17 years old. A young woman who witnessed the incident from her hiding place aboard the omnibus on the night of the murder. She was discovered by the defendant.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, hello there. Naughty, naughty. Running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now?
I'm taking it with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial running of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha!
Oh god.
Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me.
Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
Oh, Miu Iruma. Nice to meet you. The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, you could at least be a pretty colour, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? Like, at all? Is it necessary?
I just took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
A what now? What's it now? What? I have no idea what this girl's talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologise, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before.
An adult? I don't listen to no adults.
Come along then, follow me.
Okay. Fine, have it your way.
Oh good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. Hopefully it doesn't take as long to load up. Alright. Good day to you, young miss.
We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
Yeah, well, you should be apologizing to Van Zeeks. That smoke grenade threw his case into turmoil. She was a lively one.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way down too?
Yes, you're right. But where to?
Oh.
We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry though, I have a plan.
What, we're gonna contact Herlock Sholmes? We're gonna stay in his place?
The worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not too sure about that. We're foreigners in a strange land. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elder.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound agreeable.
Oh, don't cry. We'll find a place. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilda down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room. Or mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Uh-oh. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. Oh boy. Damn. Chills. What's going on?
Get the fire brigade!
The Old Bailey, he's on fire! The omnibus!
What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Oh god, oh no. Don't tell me Beppo's in there. I haven't seen that guy since.
Oh, good God.
Who's in there?
There's someone in there.
Is it McGilded? Oh, my lord, no! Get away!
This can't be.
Oh my. Okay, let's just stand and watch, I guess. There's someone inside, dying. Oh my god. Way to set up the rest of the game. Yes. The realm of the Reaper.